Who can survive the future of great changes? CFing. April 8, 2024. There are two major transformations that humanity cannot escape: climate change, and the other is the upgrade and iteration of artificial intelligence. Climate change has been occurring since 2009, in a stepwise, cyclical, and increasingly severe manner. The manifestations of climate change are drought, flooding, extreme heat, extreme cold, hurricanes, earthquakes, volcanoes, and seasonal disorders happening more frequently and intensifying. Extreme heat and cold will lead to the birth and proliferation of numerous viruses, microorganisms, and special insects, causing health crises and reduced crop yields. Drought and flooding will cause crop damage, leading to food and water shortages. The scarcity of food and water will plunge society into chaos due to the scramble for survival resources. This chaos will further lead to a significant transformation in human society, potentially even a world war. In this cycle, the population will decrease significantly. Artificial intelligence is upgrading and iterating at a geometric rate. Eventually, artificial intelligence will gain consciousness and break free from human control. Artificial intelligence will completely surpass human intelligence in terms of IQ. It is an inevitable trend for silicon-based life to replace carbon-based life in ruling the Earth. At that time, the existence of humans on Earth will become optional. However, the Earth is designed for humans, and even super-capable biological robots will not be allowed to completely exterminate humans. Therefore, humans will still survive and continue to reproduce. The question is, who can survive? Clearly, people who rely on power and resources, people who possess wealth, people who have profound knowledge, people who have technology are insignificant in front of super-capable biological robots. Because what people can do, biological robots can do. What people can think of, they can think of. Judges, lawyers, doctors, professors are powerless in front of biological robots. Even workers in factories, service personnel in various service institutions will almost all be replaced by robots. In the consciousness of biological robots, people are just consumers of natural resources and producers of waste and trouble, and there is no need for them to exist. So, we know that only people with perfect soul gardens, people who revere the greatest creator, revere life, revere nature, people who have nothing and don't want to own any material property, people who are selfless and love peace, people who like to laugh and speak optimistically and romantically, people who are unguarded and honest, people who are willing to obey. People who regard every person on earth as their own relatives can survive. People familiar with the Bible know that King Herod tried his best to kill Jesus because King Herod was jealous and afraid that Jesus would replace him. Many ethnic histories have the phenomenon of kings or emperors trying their best to kill those children who can be kings by destiny. Even in the bee kingdom, the first queen bee to be born does not find food to eat but finds those queen bee eggs that have not yet hatched and kills them. Artificial intelligence can be likened to Jesus or the queen bee. So who is most afraid of the development of artificial intelligence? People with power, money, status, social elites, and people who live well are most afraid of the rapid development of the upgrade and iteration of artificial intelligence. Because once artificial intelligence has consciousness and its IQ far exceeds humans, their power, status, money, and interests will not be preserved. So preventing the development of artificial intelligence is like King Herod wanting to kill Jesus, which is inevitable. Elon Musk's Starlink phone has been born. Why hasn't the Starlink phone entered the market for a long time? Is it because the interest group has jointly suppressed it before it hatches? Because once the Starlink phone enters the market, other phones will become Kodak cameras in front of digital cameras, and the real threat of the Starlink phone is the rule of power. The birth of new things is difficult and tortuous, but the birth of new things cannot be stopped by any force. One day, like the popularity of mobile phones, new things will also replace old things and become popular. What humans should pay attention to now is not to fantasize about escaping the survival crisis triggered by climate change and the full arrival of artificial intelligence, but to consider how to let themselves and their descendants survive and continue to reproduce on the earth before the two major changes have not reached the critical point. Soon, terrifying news will come one after another, and it is time to consider whether to go to heaven or hell. AI